I'm a student as well, obviously, so the last few years I've had to live in houses with people that I don't really know. And that's a little bit unfair. They started out as strangers and now they're my enemies. But we have banter in the flat, of course. What student flat would be complete without banter? For instance, my flatmate Toby once ate an entire loaf of my bread in one day. Now, not only was this a clear affront to the unwritten rules of cohabitation, but also to the written rules, which I'd so clearly laid out and displayed. So when I came down for the tasty midnight sandwich I had planned, I was confronted by naught but crumbs, which led to the 6 hours of desperate and wretched sobbing, followed by the subsequent 39 hours of staring blankly at the standby light on my TV, in what turned out to be an ineffectual attempt to make global warming that little bit worse. But I wanted to deal with this rationally, you know. This was a time for banter, not psychosis. I'd learnt that the hard way. And the next time little Toby brought home a fresh new loaf of Mighty White, the bread for racists, I stole his bread and I took out each individual slice and I laminated every single one of those yeasty little bastards. Keeps the freshness in. Banter. But all of this means that there's been somewhat of a communication breakdown within the flat, which is why at the end of last year I was walking around my campus to find a poster advertising a party at my house. Now, I had no idea about this. I didn't even like parties. I don't really understand dancing. Apparently using your own tears as lubricant while you masturbate isn't technically dancing. Anyway, it was either that or asking everyone to cry into a jar for me, which made everyone so uncomfortable. Got me my reputation. And nickname, the tearjerker.
What I really want to talk about tonight is this. Something I saw in the paper recently. Is this Mr. Blobby, War on Immigrants. Mr. Blobby, War on Immigrants. Mr. Blobby, War on Immigrants. There's a tension in the room, isn't there? Is this bit going to be racist? Don't worry, it's not. Picture of a smiling Blobby there. No doubt imagining the death of an asylum seeker. Caption, Blobby, semicolon, kick him out, kick 'em out, kick 'em all out. Of course, talking about asylum seekers there. Noel Edmonds, the human mouthpiece of Mr. Blobby. Noel Edmonds, of course, presents Are You Smarter Than a 10-year-old on Sky One? The answer is no. No, he's not. The Blobby Manifesto there. I've actually got a copy of the Blobby Manifesto with me tonight. It's this. It's pink and yellow, that, which is funny. Read out the first line for you. Ein Volk, Ein Reich, Ein Blobby, 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 Blobby. But the rest is very samey. Blobby, Blobby, Blobby. Got 7 minutes, I might blob, but skip to the end. Blobby, Blobby, Blobby. And the last line, and no fucking immigrants. But what have we learned from that? What the hell have we learned? Well, to summarise what we've learned, I think we need to return to our dear old friend, the Venn diagram. Now what we've learned is, if you cross Noel Edmonds with Nazism, you get Blobby. So there we are. Good. Right, quite obsessed with McDonald's at the moment. Obsessed with McDonald's because of the fillet o fish. The fillet o fish. Why have they abbreviated that from fillet of fish? Right? It takes 2 milliseconds less time to say. Right? And who hasn't got time to fully pronounce their prepositions? It's ridiculous. When it was fillet of fish, were there really people going into McDonald's and going, fillet of fish? Oh, I'd like to order it, but time is money.
And talking about my penis, I had a testicular cancer checkup a while ago. It was a bit of a hyper... Laughing at that straight away, like, ha! I hope you've got it. I did, and what they have to do is they put this gel on your testicles so they can scan them. And the nurse tried to comfort me about the whole situation. She said, don't worry, Ian. this is just going to feel like rubbing jelly over your testicles. Like, where am I going to get that reference point from in my life? Like, oh, just like rubbing jelly on your testicles? Oh, thank God. I'm always rubbing jelly on my testicles. You should have said I'd have come pre-prepared. But I mean, to be fair to her, I once was at a children's birthday party and it got out of hand. So. No, I feel I can joke about things like that, because my parents used to hit me really badly when I was very, very young. But that's okay, because I believe in the circle of life. So when they're very, very old, it's payback time. They won't know what's hit them. Well, they will know what's hit them, because I'm their son. So they'll almost certainly recognise me as I slowly bludgeon them to death. And another thing about kids, can you give me a cheer who remembers Kids Say the Funniest Things? Yeah! Well, I've been thinking, if that was to come back with Michael Barrymore still as host, probably more appropriate to call it Kids Say, Get Off! Now, if you laughed at that joke, which I noticed you did, sir, you're wrong. You're wrong to laugh at that joke, because Michael Barrymore was never accused of child sex offences. Just drowning homosexuals. And no one is going to commission drowning homosexuals say the funniest things. Because they don't. They don't say the funniest things. They scream for help as well that they're drowning. They're drowning homosexuals. I mean, their sexual orientation doesn't matter. They're drowning. The morals of that show are disgusting. Although I would watch a celebrity version.
No, this song I wrote, not this shit, but the song I wrote is about my most recent romantic crusade. I say crusade in that it was morally unjustified. It cost thousands of Muslim lives. It's a song about a girl and it's called Doomed to Failure. I met a girl, I told her I'd do whatever I could to make her feel special, to put her in the mood. But she said no to this stud. I guess I shouldn't have written that letter in my blood. I'll try cat's blood. 'Cause I'm doomed to failure with her. Somehow I just can't win. I don't know what makes her tick. No matter how much I go through her bins, I'm doomed to failure with her. But that one night we had was great. I touched her skin, I stroked her hair, and she didn't even notice I was there. I'm doomed to failure with her. Just want to tell you how screwed I am. So let me make it clearer, if you please, with these following analogies. I'm like a gay black handicapped Nazi. I'm Diana running from paparazzi. Is she here? I'm like a 9-year-old boy playing Twister with a priest. I'm a vagina in a sack of yeast. I'm a Chinese guy chasing ass, but I'm a white boy doing maths.